Also breaking right now at 3, a water crisis in West Hollywood. A massive water main break sends a torrent of water through the streets. New drone video into our newsroom shows a giant sinkhole that has shut down Sunset Boulevard. Surrounding streets are also closed, covered in mud. Take a look. This all started overnight when the pipe burst. In fact, our Today in LA crew was first on the scene.
The street on Sunset Boulevard could buckle. This could be where the water main break originated, according to witnesses who saw and heard something early this morning. Now we're hearing the alarms.
But when they wake up this morning, guys, my goodness, they are going to be in for quite a surprise as they look outside and see all of this.
Everybody seems to be safe, which is the most. You can always replace a car, you know?
Wow. Okay, look at this on this Tesla. 3 huge slabs of concrete that are now wedged under the front of the car. The street sign is tilted over, and that's because of the incredible damage that we have here along the sidewalk.
Hi there, good morning. Are any of your guys' cars impacted? Are you guys doing okay? 15 to 20 cars flooded in that garage. It looks like we're getting Metro out here too. Looks like we're starting to see some of the utility crews come out.
Yeah, it was a rude awakening as the sun came up. We were there as the damage was revealed and the cleanup began. Our live team coverage continues with NBC4's Alex Rozier talking to neighbors dealing with the damage. Keenan Willard takes us inside affected businesses. But first, Dickerson has new details about the mess this has all caused on the roads and, of course, reaction from city leaders. Karma.
Hey there, Annabelle. I'm coming to you from Sunset, that very important road that goes through this Hollywood, very busy area. And right now there is a hole in the middle of the road. And this is really where this all started, right here, Sunset, Holloway, Horn, just before 3 o'clock this morning, where a water main broke. The water spilling out across Sunset with such force, it caused the road to buckle. And so pretty incredible sight in the middle of the road that we have going on still right now. DWP crews were able to shut off the water about 4 hours after the main broke. But the water did not stop here on Sunset. So we walked through the neighborhoods to show you where the water went from here. The water just continued to gush right down Palm. You can see right where it created an issue on the sidewalk there. That's where 2 people were just near the sidewalk as the road started to buckle. We're told they fell in. The good news is they're okay. But pretty much every building as you come along Palm has some issue with mud. Throughout the early morning and day, it's been all hands on deck for utilities and first responders. DWP handling the water main aspect of things, and fire crews, LA County Fire, going property to property, trying to determine what kind of damage there is and what kind of work they need to do to clean things out. LA County Sheriff trying to keep order and, of course, deal with the fact that we have massive roadway blocks. And I did want to point out one of the apartment buildings that's been particularly hard hit. The water has receded and been pumped out in some cases. Nevertheless, take a look at all this sand, this debris. Previously, you couldn't even see inside the garage, we're told, because the water was so high. A massive dewatering is underway. You can see some of it happening right here, the effort by the fire department and these private companies to pull the water out of the properties, out of the garages, and get it into the storm drains. The pipe that broke was 110 years old. Particularly, they noted that during the early morning hours and the late night is when these pipes have the most pressure because there's less pull on those resources. So that's when the maximum force of the water is going through these pipes. This pipe was 36 inches wide. It's estimated that 100,000 gallons of water was going through each minute.
This is one of the challenges when our infrastructure is so old. It's my understanding that these pipes are over 100 years old.
When it's safe, we'll go in, we'll pump the water out of the hole that we have, we'll make an assessment. That will determine then how long it will take us to make the repairs.
Annabelle, something else to show you. This is video that we took from News Chopper 4 showing one of the Metro maintenance yards nearby. This is one of their bus facilities. Look at all of that water. So you can imagine a number of bus lines were facing delays and detours as a result of this. So something to keep in mind if you're using the Metro area coming through the areas of Santa Monica, of Sunset, to keep an eye on how your line might have been affected by all of this. As far as the cleanup, crews aren't sure how long it is going to take on the side streets. For example, Palm, I asked the fire department, they said they expected to at least go through rush hour. But when it comes to the bigger picture, the actual hole that we have here on Sunset, if we take another look at it, you can imagine, especially as we go through the weekend in this Hollywood thoroughfare, it is going to be some time before cars are able to drive through here. So keep that in mind. The areas of Sunset, of Santa Monica through this West Hollywood corridor are expected to be impacted. Reporting live, I'm Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Boy, we are really seeing that domino effect this all created. Thank you so much for that, Karma. So residents woke up to a flash flood in their neighborhood, causing damage to apartments, garages, and of course the cars inside. Our team coverage continues with Alex Rozier. Alex, the water was turned off around 7 o'clock this morning. At this hour, I'm just wondering, how are people dealing with all of this mess?
Well, a significant impact for people who live nearby, businesses nearby. I want to take you to a live picture right behind us here because we're near Sunset and Holloway, right below this water main break. Karma talked about how it formed that sinkhole. We've got a better look at it from up above on our live truck camera. You can see how massive that sinkhole is on Sunset Boulevard. You think about West Hollywood, all that water rushed downhill into one of the most densely populated cities in the United States, impacting thousands of people, and we heard from a few of them this morning.
When I saw it in the streets and I went outside and then I saw this, and then I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It's just chaos. It's pure chaos. I'm thinking, how long is it going to last? Is it going to be shut off? Where is it coming from?
Yeah. Is your car in there?
Yes, my brand new present to myself cars. I mean, I'm grateful that I'm safe and I'm fine, but yes, my brand new car is in there. It's just a complete and total disaster.
This is my second time it's happened to me.
How so?
I was in Silver Lake and a water main broke there, and a river came and flooded my house. So until LA fixes their aging water infrastructure, we're going to see this more and more, and it's going to cost all of us more and more money.
And as you look live, a reminder that we are in the city of West Hollywood, but the city of Los Angeles has pipes that run underneath here in the city of West Hollywood. But LADWP said they install and replace about 45 miles of pipes every year, but they have about 7,400 miles of piping in the city. This one had not been replaced for more than 100 years. And bring you back out live to photojournalist Tom Bravo's camera again. You can see that small trickle of water that continues to come down here again. It went down Palm Avenue and it went right down that road. That's where there are dozens and dozens of apartments here in the city, and so many people had that rude wake-up call this morning, that terrible wake-up call, I should say, finding out that their cars had been flooded. But we're going to have a whole lot more from WeHo on this water main break that's causing problems for people and businesses nearby. Annabelle, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Alex, so many people questioning the old infrastructure out there. Meantime, the Sunset Strip, as you know, is lined with businesses that are already feeling the impact from the flooding and from the lack of foot traffic. This is what it looks like inside the popular Dialogue Cafe. The restaurant is caked in mud and debris. NBC4's Keenan Willard joins us now. Keenan, Dialogue is just one of the many businesses impacted by this.
And we're still learning just how many were actually affected by the flooding, but you can see why. Dialogue's right behind us here at Palm and Holloway. This is that downward slope that the water path was in that water main break scenario earlier this morning. Thousands of gallons rushing downhill towards Santa Monica Boulevard, pouring inside of this business, frustrating the owner.
There's nothing worse than walking in. It's like, what the hell just happened? That's crazy. I saw the videos. It's all that water going down the street. It's a lot. It's a lot of damage.
The owner of Dialogue Cafe saying he woke up this morning to hundreds of text messages from employees, from neighbors, people warning them that this water main emergency was underway and that there was flooding happening right out in front. By the time that he got here to the business, he could see that his restaurant, his cafe, was flooded with mud and debris and water. Even after the water has receded, it has left behind this colossal mess. And they are not the only ones dealing with this situation. Right now, LA County Fire says now that the water main break scenario has been plugged up. The water's not flowing anymore. They're left going door to door, checking and trying to determine just how many businesses were damaged by this flooding that took place this morning, trying to get a handle on how many people still need to be able to get access back into their shops, into their restaurants, and to see when they can get the streets fully reopened. That's a process that's going to take some time.
Property and the environment are huge, and property includes people's livelihoods. So we need to get these streets open so we can get people in their homes and in their businesses. It's a top priority of ours, and we're going to make sure that happens as soon as possible.
I asked the owner of Dialogue if he was frustrated, essentially, because this was a city issue that had caused potentially thousands of dollars at least in damages to their property. He said at this point that the community is trying to stay positive and banding together. He said that he's actually received messages of support from the mayor and from council members here in West Hollywood, so that he's actually trying to lean on his neighbors who are all going through the same thing that they say could not have been predicted in this community. And so they're trying to stay positive and keep an uplifted mood as they try to deal with this unexpected disaster here in West Hollywood. For the moment, back to you.
In the meantime, thousands of dollars are just being lost because of what happened today. All right, Keenan, thank you so much for that. Stay with NBC4 as we follow the latest out of West Hollywood. Right now on the NBC LA website and the NBC LA app, check it out. We have all of our coverage there. Our live team coverage continues at 4 o'clock.